What's up guys, Fred here, and today I'm gonna show you how I can actually enhance any image. It can be your image, it can be image of your friend, and make it look better instantly with these simple tricks. So the techniques that I'm going to show you are actually pretty simple, so you don't have to be a professional, retoucher in order to do it. I am also not a professional retoucher, but there are a few things that I can do to make the image look better instantly. And yes, let's get started. So we are going to work with this image, and what I want to say is, of course, this girl is already gorgeous, like she is beautiful, but still, it's just still we're going to work on this image. I'm just going to use some examples, and then you can use it on your other images as well. So another thing I want to tell is that this image, of course, was shot by a professional camera, probably by some professional photographer, but still it doesn't really matter. Even if you shot your image with your phone, even if it's not the highest quality, you can still apply these techniques on your own images and it will make them look really good. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how you can actually change the shape of the face. So let's say you want to make the nose smaller, you want to make the width of the face smaller and so on. So make sure you choose your image, go to filter, and also when you start doing that, okay, what you actually have to do, let me just close this just to make sure you follow exactly the procedure. So we just create a new project first. Make sure you create a new project. Okay, press create, and only after you have done that, you take the image and you place it inside your Photoshop. This is important because some people go just to file, open, and open the image instantly. You don't have to do. You have to first create a new project, and only then you open your image. Like this. Okay, let's press OK. So now it's good enough, and let's delete this background layer because we don't need it. So now let's go to filter, and let's go to Liquify first. You have to wait a little bit. Yeah. So this is one of the cool filters that will help you to change the shape of the face. And let me just get a little bit closer. So first of all, you have to make sure you choose this option here because here are different tools. All of them are kind of manual tools, but this one is automatic, and I will show you what I mean by that. So for example, when you put your mouse over the face, you can see this point, and what you can actually do, you can press and drag them and see what happens. You can make the face wider, you can make the face thinner, and so on. You can also change that type of shape. Just make sure you don't overdo it because it's not gonna look essential like natural if you do it too much. You can make the chin higher, lower, and so on. You can make this as well, like this. Just play with it. Then you can, of course, take the nose, make it smaller, make it higher, down. Depends on what you want to do. You can make the eyes bigger or smaller. For example, you see here a few points. All of them do different things. For example, this one is just makes the eye bigger in general, and the same here, for example. And of course, you can also do the same with the lips. You can make the mouth bigger, smaller, like this. You can make the lips bigger, smaller again. So you just can play with this and do different stuff. Another cool thing that this has is you can actually make her smile. If you put your mouse here, you can do like this and see. Okay, this looks kind of weird. It doesn't look like a natural smile, so I don't advise you to do it. So this doesn't work perfect yet, but I'm sure it's gonna be better in future. So when we did that, for example, we have here this preview button. If you press it, this was before, this is now. So it looks nice, right? And anyway, so you can do that to your images as well. And sometimes, like if you do it proper, if you do it right, your image will look better. But of course, if you do something wrong, like let's say you do like this, then this looks of course worse than the original image, right? So make sure you do it right, and don't do the lips too big because it's not gonna look natural. Make sure it's the normal size, I would say. Don't do too much crazy stuff, okay? Make sure it looks like you are not some other person. So anyway, yeah, let's press OK now when we have done that. And now this is the original image. For example, if I press on Liquify, this is the original. I can turn it on like back, and this is what we did. Let's get closer. And yeah, actually, some of you may think may like the original image. Some of you may like the image that we edited. So the one that is now depends on your taste. So now let's continue. Another thing we can actually do is we can play with eyes a little bit, and let me create a new layer. So when we have created a new layer, for example, let's go here and choose here No, not this one. Let's go and choose here Sharpen Tool. That's what we need. Okay, it's located here where the oh wait, what I okay, where's the fingers, and we need to choose Sharpen Tool. Make sure you select here sample all layers. Make sure strength is about 20%. This is normal. Now you can get close. Also go here, make sure your hardness is 0. So what this actually helps us? This helps us to make some like points of the face basically sharper. And this especially works good on the eyes. For example, now I can start drawing on the eyes, and make sure when you draw, you are drawing on a new layer, not on the image itself, but on a new empty layer. For example, now I can draw like this. A little bit, just press and drag a little bit. Okay, now let's do the same here, and you will see the difference in a moment. Just draw. So now when you have done that, let me get further. You can turn this off and on. You see the effect? The eyes are shining so much more right now. You see? This shines. It looks so cool. Oh, you can of course do more in order to make them shine even more, but just make sure you don't overdo this, because if you overdo this, then it's gonna look really bad if you do it too much. Now we can turn them off and on. Yeah, you see, it looks kind of really cool. Another thing you can do, of course, is change the color of the eyes, but I mean that's not natural, but if you want to do it, you can do it. In order to do that, what you can actually do, just create another new layer and go to brush tool, and what you can actually, let's make this smaller a little bit. What you can do is just take the color that you want to. For example, let's say you want to make them like this, a little bit bluish. Then you have to draw with blue a little bit. It's the same here. And now what you can do, go here to normal, and you can choose different blending modes. For example, darken, multiply. And for example, if I just turn this off and on, see what happens. The color of the eyes change. We can do some other modes. For example, you can do overlay as well, but this is too much. So what you can do, actually, you can put down the opacity, select this layer, the one where you draw the blue color, and then you can do the opacity down a little bit like this, so it looks more realistic. Yeah, and look. So if we turn all of this off, and now we turn them back on, looks pretty cool, right? But of course the green is too much. Let me make it even. Okay, yeah, that's much better. Let's continue. What else can we actually do? So when you have done that, first of all, let's say we want to change the colors of the overall image in general. First of all, you have to blend all of this stuff together, and in order to do that, just make sure you select this layer, then you hold shift and select this layer, the last one. So you have all of them selected, press right and choose here convert to smart object. So this is now a whole object. Right now go to filter and choose here, wait, let me see how long is this video. Okay, perfect. Go to filter and choose here camera raw filter. And now, for example, with camera raw, you can play with different colors. For example, you can use the temperature to make it colder, warmer, like this. You can use the tint to make it again colder, warmer. Depends on you what you want to do. Exposure, you can make it darker or brighter. Then you can use the contrast, for example, make it more contrast, less contrast. We're gonna do it like this. Highlights, you can play with highlights. So highlights basically are all the bright places. You can say especially these bright places, you can make them darker or more highlights. We're going to make them a little bit darker. Then shadows, we can make the shadows brighter or darker. We're going to make them brighter. Whites is basically all the white colors, I would say. You can make them even whiter or darker. Let's make it like this. Blacks, again, you can play with this. Don't make it too much, okay? Then we have, for example, clarity here. This when we use clarity, it actually makes our image sharper. So just look what happens. If I make it too much, it's too sharp. If I make it left, it's too blurry. So it depends on what you want. Let's do it somewhere like this. The haze, don't use this thing. I mean, at least you can try, but usually it's not good. Here it's okay, but still I will make it 0. And then we have vibrance, which actually helps us to get more vibrant colors, but don't make it too much. You see her face is yellow now. That's not what you want. Let's make it somewhere like this, and let's press OK. So let me again check how long is this video. Okay, perfect. And that's it basically, guys. For example, if I turn this off and on, you see the big difference. And especially if we compare to the first image and the last image, you will see there is actually a big difference. For example, let me put this back again here in order to show you the difference. Okay, and this is what we had, this is what we got. Looks pretty cool, right? And yeah, this is just few tricks you can use actually to make your image better, is just in just a few minutes, I would say. That's it, guys. I hope you like this tutorial, and yes, make sure you subscribe if you want to see more cool stuff, cool techniques that you can actually use in Photoshop. And see you till the next lesson. And also, before I finish, I want to tell you that I have in the description I have a link to a full Photoshop course. If you want to become Photoshop professional, just check it out. Maybe you're gonna like it, maybe it's for you. And see you guys till the next lesson. Bye.